Right, okay. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use countermeasures and flares, change the presets of the countermeasures and flares, and the different modes of countermeasures and flares in the DCS World F-16 Viper. Without further ado, let's get into it. Now, your countermeasures panel is over here on the left here in the mode. You can see the programs. To power this on, you need to put the power on here. You can see if I turn that off, and then the mode off, it won't recognize anything. Turn the power on to arm them, then you must select mode to get them to actually work. So you can manually change the settings of the Chaff and Flare dispensal for like the mission if you're doing over enemy radar, but it's quite unsophisticated and it only uses IR missiles. Then you might only need Chaff, or if you're like doing flyovers with advanced equipment, you'll need Chaff for radar. So what you do is you press IFF, no, list actually. Then you go to mode here, not mode, CMDs, which stands for countermeasures. Then you can change, so here is preset 1. You can see we have preset 1 selected here. And then we can select how much chair we have, so you can press, say, 5, enter. Could double down to the flare, and we'll press like 2, enter. So now, when we're in the air, and we press the release button for the chaff and the flare, it will release that amount of chaff and flare, as long as you're on program 1. Right, okay, now, so we're going to change this again in the air. Lift 7, and then you go here. So we can set the so this is in one burst, right? So it will have one big dump of all the things, and that's called a burst. So you can, I'll put in like 3 here, and we can have 3 here, and then enter, 3 here, and then enter. And then now, if I do this, and you see, make sure that's position 1. You can cycle through the positions with double down or double up. As you can see now, the burst quantity is still set to 10. So now it will dump 3 per shot. Put it into semi, and then C. 1, 2, 3. And then I'll turn these off because I don't want to waste all my chaff and flare. So if you only wanted to set one burst quantity, you have to press sequence, which brings you to this phase, and you can see that the sequence quantity is set to 10. So you double down to here, set 1, enter, then return. Then you see it only fires that many. Turn these off again. Right, okay, now I'll tell you the keybinds for the different thing. So over here in this storage area, you have your presets. You can edit the presets by moving on the screen here to see what you have. And you can change the modes. So semi means that if you have a radar lock, the F-16 doesn't have the capability to detect IR locks. If it just has a radar lock, it will advise you to do chaff and flare. And this missile launch button up here will fire, and you'll probably see it on this screen here, telling you that there's a radar nearby. Manual means that there will be no warning, and you can pull any chaff and flare. Will fire the preset when you want. Standby just turns it off, means it's warming up, and off means obviously turns it off. Auto means that if there's any radar lock, it will dump what provisions it thinks is needed. And if you put it in bypass, it will bypass all other things and only fire one at a time. See, it only fired one. Only fired one. Right, okay, now I'll talk about the keybinds in the thing. So if you go into here and then go to see Chaff and the flare dispense button, that is actually an emergency button to deplete all of your supplies immediately, and a lot of people bind it to this instead of what you actually need, which is count here, and then you see this. To fire them, you need to have the switch forward, which I have set to my throttle. So when I press that button on my throttle, it deploys those flares. So I'm pressing it on my throttle now. I hope you enjoyed today's video, guys, and I'll see you next time.
Mic off.